This is news updates.
Tonight,
Let's
Iran's
watch
Navy
it.
is gone. Their air force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them, terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks.
President Trump touting the success of Operation Epic Fury, the commander-in-chief praising the U.S. military for dismantling the capabilities of the terror regime in Iran. Joining us now is Mark Dubowitz. He's CEO of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. I know you know more about this than just about anybody, so it's great to have you here. The Iranian military is saying this about hidden stockpiles, that the centers you think you have targeted are insignificant, and our strategic military productions take place in locations of which you have no knowledge and will never reach. Is that just bluster? Is he the new Baghdad Bob?
Yeah, Dana, thanks for having me. Look, a lot of bravado from the Iranians. I mean, I think when you're losing and getting beaten this badly, you resort to rhetoric because actions are no longer sufficient to keep you in power. I think we know where they are. And the U.S. and Israeli intelligence have eyes into everything. I mean, as we know, the Israelis have penetrated the security and intelligence apparatus of the Iranian regime for many, many years, which has allowed them to go after and take out nuclear scientists and top-level commanders. So we have eyes into everything. We hope that there isn't a covert enrichment facility, but if there is, we hope our intelligence community can find it.
Okay. The president also says that he will finish the job in Iran, and he said this about media coverage, that media coverage of the war in the U.S. has been so relentlessly negative that Iran's leaders may really believe that they are winning. Excuse me, this is the Wall Street Journal editorial board. Trump assured them that he plans to continue the war to devastating effect if they don't abandon their nuclear and terror ambitions. He made no offer of a ceasefire. I do wonder if some people thought that last night the president was going to say, okay, yeah, we're done, I'm out. And that's not what he said.
Yeah, well, that certainly was the media narrative. The president was going to declare victory, was going to pull the plug, and he was going to leave. And they got it completely wrong. And I think that Wall Street Journal editorial is exactly right. I mean, I think the media narrative is feeding into an Iranian delusion that they're actually winning. And that's making it less likely that they're going to agree to any diplomatic off-ramp, and more likely that over the coming weeks, President Trump is going to escalate and strike at even more of the Iranian targets to remove and destroy their war-making capabilities. So in effect, the media is making it more likely that we're going to have war and less likely that we're going to have diplomatic deals.
So NATO has a little bit, its nose is a little bit out of joint, but they're caught between, I guess, Iran and a hard place, right? Because they depend on this oil. The world should have an open Strait of Hormuz. What do you think about his calls to NATO to get involved here and help defend it?
I think he's exactly right. Look, I mean, we've gotten incredible support from our non-NATO allies, from the Israelis, from the Emiratis, from the Saudis. I mean, we're getting great support from our Gulf allies who want the president to continue this war and destroy the war-making capabilities of this regime. And yet NATO, with a few exceptions, has really not stood up. I think the president is saying, stand up. We don't get our energy from the Gulf. You do. And you need to provide actual material support, like ships and minesweepers and things that will actually help clear the straits and get oil and natural gas moving to your markets. So I think NATO's got to take this seriously. I worry that the president is growing so frustrated with NATO that he may actually withdraw the United States from NATO, which I think would be a catastrophic error. But
Mark,
he's serious.
We just have about 20 seconds left. Could you just tell people something you told our producers? What's the alternative if this doesn't work out?
Well, the alternative, the trajectory Iran was on, was to have nuclear-tipped intercontinental ballistic missiles targeting the American homeland, to have 10,000 missiles, 500,000 drones, a military built by China and Russia, and about $1 trillion in economic relief. And then they would have a permanent stranglehold over the Gulf, over the energy markets, and over the global economy. So President Trump had to